Are you struggling to build that defined, rounded lower chest? For many of us, the lower portion of the chest is the most difficult area of the pecs to build. If you think the solution is simply more decline presses, you're wrong. In today's video, I'll show you only 3 exercises you need to build a set of rounded lower pecs, and the decline press is not one of them. Now, before we jump into what those 3 exercises are, let's first go over the basic anatomy of the pecs and their functions, as this will give us a better idea of how to train the lower pecs more optimally. The chest or pectoralis major is composed of 2 major heads, the upper, clavicular, and the lower sternal head. While the entire chest is responsible for horizontal adduction, bringing your arms across the body, the lower pecs also contribute to shoulder extension, which involves bringing your arms down from a forward position. Due to neuromechanical matching, muscle fibers positioned to be mechanically advantageous during an exercise will experience more growth. Since the abdominal head fibers run downwards, this means we'll have to press at a more downward angle to emphasize this portion of the chest. So now that we better understand the area of the chest we're looking to target, let's jump into the only 3 exercises you need for rounded lower pecs. Exercise number 1, flat bench press. Despite the decline bench being the intuitive choice, the flat bench press offers better overall benefits for chest development. Not only does it feel more natural and lends itself better to progressive overload, but the flat bench does a better job of targeting the sternocostal head, which makes up about 2/3 of the chest. In fact, studies show a strong correlation between bench press strength and chest size. In other words, the bigger the bench, the bigger the pecs. A 2020 study compared chest muscle activation across 5 different bench press angles. They found that the mid and lower pecs showed the highest muscle activation at a 0-degree incline. Another study found that a horizontal bench press resulted in complete activation of all regions of the pecs compared to decline and incline bench press angles. Now, the question becomes, should we use dumbbells or barbells? The truth is, they each offer distinct benefits. The barbell provides greater stability, allowing you to lift around 17% more weight compared to dumbbells. Dumbbells, on the other hand, offer a greater range of motion and enhanced adduction at the top of the movement since you can bring your hands closer together at the top. In either case, we want to ensure we're setting up with our shoulder blades retracted and packed with a slight arch in our back. Not only will this keep the shoulders safe and stable, but the slight arch positions your torso in a way that gives your lower pecs more leverage, creating a slightly declined angle. As far as grip width, a study compared a narrow, medium, and wide grip. They concluded that if the goal is to lift as much as possible, the medium and wider grip widths would be more beneficial. Exercise number 2, chest dips. Chest dips are one of the most effective bodyweight exercises for developing the lower chest. Chest dips help make your lower chest more rounded by specifically targeting and developing the sternal, lower head of the pectoralis major. When you perform chest dips with a forward lean, you shift the load onto the lower chest fibers. These fibers are responsible for the fullness and round shape at the bottom of the pecs. The deeper stretch you get at the bottom of the dip activates these fibers more effectively than other exercises like decline presses. Chest dips allow for a deeper range of motion compared to most chest exercises. This deeper stretch during the eccentric phase, lowering, enhances muscle activation in the lower chest. The further the muscle stretches, the more potential there is for muscle growth, giving the lower chest that rounded, full appearance. At the top of the dip movement, when you push yourself back up, the chest muscles, especially the lower portion, contract strongly. This consistent stretch and squeeze motion helps to build muscle mass and thickness in the lower chest, contributing to a rounded look. You can add weight to chest dips using a dip belt, increasing the intensity and promoting muscle hypertrophy. This added resistance drives more growth in the lower chest, filling out the area and giving it more definition and roundness. Exercise number 3, high to low cable crossovers. The high to low cable crossover allows you to isolate the pecs by performing horizontal adduction while aligning the motion with your lower pec fibers. According to a study, cable crossovers are nearly as effective as the bench press for activating the pectoral muscles. Another benefit of cable crossovers is that they remove triceps involvement, further isolating the pecs. During a bench press, your triceps may fatigue first, limiting the tension on your pecs. With cable crossovers, you ensure that the pecs will go through a full range of motion and fatigue before any other muscle. For best results, begin by setting the cable pulley to a high position. Grab the handles and step forward slightly, taking a staggered stance for better balance. Start with your arms parallel to the floor, with only a slight bend at your elbows. From there, bring the handles down and together towards the midline of your body, ensuring they meet around the waist. Maintain an upright torso instead of leaning over to avoid mimicking a traditional flat fly, which shifts the focus away from the lower chest. For an even better contraction, cross the handles over each other at the bottom of the movement. So, there you have it. The only 3 exercises you need for rounded lower pecs. While you don't need to perform all of these exercises on the same day, if your goal is to bring up your lower chest, I recommend making each one a staple in your chest training. If you want to know how to build muscle after 40, then watch this video. See you soon.